temptations on every hand. Though Satan's tried to stop me and to place my feet on sinking sand, through the pain and all of my sorrows, through the tears and all of my fears, the Lord was there to keep me, for He's kept me in the midst of it all. Not because I've been so faithful, not because I've always obeyed. No, it's not because I trusted Him to be with me all of the way, but it's because He loves me so dearly. He was there to answer my call. He was there always to protect me. For He's kept me in the midst of it all. Oh yes, I have. Through temptations on every hand, and Satan was there trying to stop me and to place my feet on sinking sand. Oh, but Jesus loves me so dearly. Yes, He does. He was there to answer every call. Yes, He was. He was there always to protect me, and He kept me. Oh, no, He never left me. He's never let me fall. Oh, yes, He will protect you. I know He will. He's kept me. No, He will never leave you, because He never let me fall. Yes, He will protect you. Yes, He will.
You are listening to Bitter Cup Media, where inspired, controversial conversation matters. Your broadcast will begin in less than 2 minutes. We thank you for joining, and remember, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another.
Though He slay me, yet will I trust Him. I'll trust in the Lord. So talked about and misunderstood. Yes, I've been lied on. But still, we've been made. Endure for a night. But I'm glad. I still enjoy. After all. Everybody say, oh. The world didn't give it to me. This joy, the world can't take it away. Say, hey. Have your hands up. Here we go.
This is Shanina Shoemate from Oakland, California. You are listening to Issues After Dark.
Because the nighttime is the right time to have inspiring, controversial conversations that matter. It's time for Issues After Dark with your hosts, Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Issues After Dark is a deeper dive into today's breaking news, trending social media, and pop culture from a biblical perspective. Gather your thoughts, get your questions ready. Your hosts, Donna and Dion, will be taking your calls via the Bitter Cup Media Zoom line, as well as interacting with your social media commentary regarding today's topics. And now, Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It is Friday. And I guess it's supposed to be a bad luck day.
Oh, because it's the 13th?
And I don't know about you, Donna. I'm rooting against bad luck.
You got to be in it to win it.
You got to be. Somebody's going to win it.
Yep.
I will put it to good use.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. Issues After Dark, Donna Williams, Dion Evans, and it's Friday.
Friday.
And Friday, you don't know what's going to happen on Friday on Issues After Dark. We deal with a lot of deep, controversial subjects. We do a lot of deep diving during the week. But on Friday.
Oh, Friday.
On Friday, we have fun.
Yes.
We have fun on Friday.
Yes.
Donna, I'm loving your blouse.
Thank you.
It's very, it's the colors of Bitter Cup Media. That's a Bitter Cup Media blouse.
Is it really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
if you look at the painting, we commissioned Charming Robinson, who's an artist, to start a painting for us. It's going to actually go, you see this window right here?
Yes.
All the way to the peace sign?
Yes.
That's all going to be decorated soon.
Very nice.
By Charming's art. All right. And then there's a wall unit being put against this wall behind me. That'll be, it'll be like a company wall with a bunch of stuff. It's going to be really nice backdrop.
Very nice.
And when I saw your blouse, I'm like, man, that looks like the artwork.
Well, how about that? See there? Yeah. I'm representing.
You repping. You repping.
I'm
it's
repping.
Friday, y'all. It's Friday, and I'm telling you, be prepared to laugh. Fridays, I don't know if we'll ever do any real deep subjects on Friday, unless we have to. But Friday is the day that, let's just have a funky good time.
Yes.
Let's have fun.
Yes.
So I'll tell you our segments tonight. Segment number one, kind of a recap segment.
Yeah.
We'll kind of talk about Damar Hamlin released from the hospital, but we'll kind of do, Donna, on Fridays, we'll kind of update anything.
Okay.
Any updates we have or anything from earlier in the week that we want to kind of discuss, just kind of recap. Just use Friday, the first segment, as a recap or retelling or a further expansion of something we've done this week or some story we've covered.
All right.
And then segment number two is where it's going to get fun. Something just happened off air. I can't wait to get to segment two. Keeping gray hair or dyeing it. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Keeping gray hair. You can tell your brother ain't got, I don't even think I would look right.
With gray hair?
I'd probably look like a pedophile. Or if I was in another country, a pedophile.
A pedophile.
I'm just saying. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have fun with it. Keeping gray hair or dying.
Dying it. Yep.
Number three, segment 3.
Yeah.
Raising your children, re-raising. And probably should be re-rearing. You're the wordsmith. Re-raising your children. What would you do differently?
Oh, wow. Great question.
What knowing what you know now, seeing what they have become, what would you do differently, if anything at all? We got some great insight from Kenneth Edwards.
I saw that.
On that. So those
Great
are
question.
our segments. Again, we're going to recap in segment 1. We're going to start out with the Damar Hamlin release. Segment 2, keeping gray hair or dying. And then segment number 3, raising your children. Re-raising your children.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what we're thumping on. And we're looking at having a lot of quality comedic moments.
Yeah.
So let your comedy genius fly.
Absolutely.
Have a great time. Donna, what was the most interesting thing about your day today?
That I got out of bed because I had to pray my way out of bed this morning. Lord, just help me get up. Help me get up. I got up 30 minutes later than I should have.
Really?
Yeah, because yesterday was a marathon for me. Got off work and then did prep work for the broadcast and then got ready to go over to San Francisco and was over there 2 hours, and then a 45-minute traffic was backed up. So about 45 minutes from San Francisco.
Did you drive or you go public transit?
I did Uber. Uber.
Uber?
Yeah, there are places in San Francisco you don't want to go because parking is too bad. You don't want to drive. Right. I could have, but parking, USF, University of San Francisco, with the kids and the dorms and everything, parking is tough. So,
I'm getting upset about San Francisco's transportation and parking influence on other cities. Have you seen like downtown San Leandro lately?
No.
Ridiculous. Parking. So you know how you have the curb?
Oh yeah, and then you have it next to the.
They have the cars parked like in the middle of the street.
Yeah. And
then there's like this whole car length area to the curb, I guess, where bikes can ride or something like that.
Right. The bike lanes more and more. Narrowing the streets so they can have bike lanes.
And in Oakland, 98th is one lane, all from freeway to airport.
Are you kidding me? It's one. When did that change?
It's just one lane on both sides.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you get behind a bus that's going down 98th.
Oh wow. I haven't been on 98th for a while. I haven't been on 98th in a long time. In a while.
You're not missing nothing. I hate driving down 98th. There used to be two lanes.
Yeah.
And then tragically near Elmhurst Middle School, a knucklehead jumped one lane and ran a woman over and killed her as she's picking up her kids.
Oh, wow.
And so any fight to keep that a 2-lane was I think they do it to slow it down, but can you imagine living on a street like 98 where your driveway leads out into the street?
You'll never
take you forever. And people have no tolerance of you slowing down to open your gate so that you can get in your own parking spot at your house.
Right.
And the traffic is backed up while you getting the I ain't got to get moving.
Yeah.
Move it. Anything else interesting about your day today?
Not a thing. Prayed my way out of bed. Nothing that you would say, oh wow, that was something. No.
Yeah, what did I do? Today I took Seth to this business where they stretch his body out. Monday through Thursday, we do all the weight training. One for his competition with Olympic weightlifting nationally. Wow. And then it doubles. We do a lot of auxiliary work now to get his body fit for high school football. He's already played one season, but he missed a couple of games due to injury. We want to make sure that his body is so durable that he won't miss any football games due to, nagging injury or something like that. Yeah. And so I take him to this place where they completely from head to toe stretch him out. And the whole time I'm sitting on the bench watching him get stretched out, I am jealous.
Does that make him taller?
I don't know if it makes him taller. He's tall, though.
Yeah, he is tall. I was just wondering if stretching would make him taller.
Well, I don't know. I guess, we'll start monitoring his growth spurts. He's still got a lot more years.
Yeah.
Boys kind of still grow till they're like,
21.
16, 17. Yeah, even that far.
Yeah.
Girls kind of peter out at 14, 15. That kind of sucks. So,
I thought it was 18.
No, not girls. Girls pretty much peter out at 14, 15. Yeah. They wear heels after that, Donna. That's what makes them
That's why I didn't get any taller.
They start wearing heels.
Yeah. So now I'm shorter because as you get older, you shrink because the walking, and then you just started getting shorter. So
Oh, well.
now I'm shorter.
I was there, and let me tell you, they had. I was sitting there watching the other, stretchers stretch people,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just sitting there jealous, like, man, I want to be stretched so bad. I want to lay on that table, and I want them to stretch me out.
Is
But
it
I'm
painful?
like, huh?
Is it painful?
No, it looks glorious. It looks
only
like,
a man would say that.
What?
That stretching looks glorious. Oh,
now your brother.
No pain, no gain.
Look.
What?
There was a woman in there, and I was watching her stretch another woman.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time I was sitting, I was like, oh, her hands look like she can really get some knots out. I was sitting there the whole time like, oh, I wish she was working on because I got this thing with my hip, my left hip, and it's been causing me problems. And I don't know what the problem is, but like every night, there's going to be about an hour and a half to 2 hours where I am up stretching my hip or doing something because I tend to lay on my side, coddling my wife. And so now I have to tell her, you need to get on the other side of the bed so I can flip to that side of the bed, because if not, my hip feels like it's deteriorating or something. But I was at the place where they were stretching him out, and let me tell you,
what?
I was jealous. I wanted to be there getting stretched out myself, but it's expensive.
Well,
it's expensive.
I can tell you what's happening with your hip.
What?
It's called the aging.
Aging?
Aging.
Oh, I know. I have no doubt it's aging. I was just before the show. I was in my living room. You know those rollers, them foam rollers?
Yeah.
I was rolling on one of them, and if you were in another room, all you would hear was, yeah, that's all you heard.
Well,
like all these noises, I can't get up.
Aging noises.
Aging. We gotta write that down. We gotta do a show on aging noises. I can't even sit on the toilet without. I ain't even do anything. All I did was sit down.
It helps.
And it's like the noise makes you feel better.
Yes.
I don't know psychologically what that's about.
I don't know.
We'll be back. Issues at the Dark, Donna Woods and CIF.
Thinking about the first time I heard your voice. It wiped away my past. And anyone could tell this kind of love has got to last. So ta-ta, you Jesus, thank you. I wanna ta-ta, you Jesus, thank you. I wanna ta-ta, you Jesus, thank you, yeah, for being mine. Remembering when I didn't know the Savior, How I wish that he was mine. You know what I did? Had a little talk with the man upstairs. I said, Lord, won't you please come inside? I Jesus, thank you. I want to tell you, Jesus, thank you. I want to tell you, Jesus, got to thank you, yeah, for being my. Ain't no love. Cry Jesus, not me. 'Cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me. Because I'm fine. I know what he said about getting slapped. But if you touch me or mine, we gonna have to scrap. So, try Jesus.
It's Issues After Dark. Deion Evans, Donna Williams. Yeah, there's a Zoom line there. It'll be open if you want to call in and have a good time with us. Be on the broadcast with us. Always an opportunity for you to do that. Segment number 1, recaps. Recaps. Damar Hamlin.
Yeah.
A week after forcing the national stage to understand the true meaning of prayer, he is released. He is released from the hospital and has returned to Buffalo to continue his rehab with the doctors of the Buffalo Bills. And people didn't see that coming. There were a lot of people, I including, very nervous.
Yep.
Very nervous for that young man. I mean, understand, they had to resuscitate him on the field twice.
Wow.
Twice. They lost him twice. And he spent a week in one of the greatest facilities he could be. And now he is been released from the hospital in the care of the doctors in the NFL, Buffalo Bills, where, no doubt he'll get continued excellent treatment.
Oh, yeah.
But that lets me know that that young man's planning on playing football again.
I saw and I misunderstood it when I first read it, that he can return to the Buffalo Bills when he is up to it. At first I thought, they're not talking about playing football, are they? But then I understand it now to mean that when he's ready to go back to rehab with them, he can. But still, there's that thing in the back of my head. Are you thinking about going back to play football?
Oh, yeah. Look, football players. Now, I'm pretty sure cardiac arrest scared the bejesus out of him.
For real. Scared me.
But it's not I don't think it's an injury that's going. If he can go through all of the tests and he can get legitimately cleared by doctors, meaning he can train, compete at a level that does not put stress on his heart. You got the fluke nature of his injury, and I know it's kind of hard to say the fluke nature because he almost died.
Yeah.
I mean, not almost died. He actually did die.
Yeah.
But what I love about his story is it forced a real national conversation about prayer. And it, in a lot of ways, brought a lot of humanity to the table.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a toy drive. I think he was trying to raise like $1,200.
$2,500.
25 was what was that the original? Just $2,500?
Just $2,500.
Yeah, I mean that's money he could have gave out of his own salary as tax relief.
Right.
But
Right.
sometimes you want people to come along and you're going to give 25 and you want to raise 25 and
Right.
that kind of thing.
Mhm.
It blew up to over what, 3 million?
8 million.
8 million. It went to 8. Last checked, I thought it was at 3.
8 million.
$8 million.
Yeah.
Now, again, I wouldn't want to go through what he went through medically to raise that kind of money, but it happened.
It
The good of people rose up. There were some people to whom, Dan Orlovsky, there were some people that we didn't know where they were in faith prior to this situation, and yet they used national stage to pray.
Yeah.
Not talk about thoughts and prayers. Like, look, they said prayer. Somebody else said prayer. I believe in prayer. I'm going to pray right now. Don't look to the left or right to get permission. I'm just going to start praying. And he did. I thought it was bold. These were things we had never seen before.
Never.
When the incident happened in Cincinnati, the game was called. And you can have a lot of conjecture about, how it was called, what took so long for it to be called. There's all kind of answers for that. There's no need to get, start no unnecessary chaos to the situation. It was something never done before. You can't expect people to have an immediate response to something that's never happened.
Right.
And when I say never happened, I'm talking about in recent times. Of course, there were 2 other incidents that happened back in the days, but that's before TV coverage. Nobody saw that. And the only reason why people know about those 2 incidents from back in the days is because of this incident that took place. Yeah. Now they want to know, has this ever happened before? Well, yeah, it has, but not at a level to where viewers would be affected.
Right.
Not in a social media world at all. At the time that when those incidents happened prior to, you couldn't even send an email.
Right.
You were still waiting on the newspaper boy to throw your newspaper in your yard. You had to hope a neighbor didn't steal it.
Right.
But Damar Hamlin situation is different.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to recap, Donna? Anything else you want to go through what we went through this week?
Well, something funny about the thoughts and prayers, the conversation we had, and then like a couple of days later, a Facebook friend post popped up and she said, if people tell you I'm praying for you, that's the prayer right there.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm praying for you. That's the prayer.
Which is not a prayer.
It's not a prayer. I'm praying for you. What does that mean? I'm praying for you.
Can you imagine, Donna, people saying they're praying for you, and then nothing changes, and then you go to God and go to God for yourself and be like, God, all these people were praying for me, and God said nobody prayed.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if God let us know, if God showed us the log, if God showed us the analytics? I would wonder what my analytics for intercessory prayer, how many people actually are praying, how many seconds, how many minutes have been logged under Dion's name before the Lord. And that's why you got to pray. You got to be willing and able to pray for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because in the end, it's wonderful for other people to pray for you, but it doesn't mean a whole lot if you're not praying for yourself.
Well, that's the first point, that you pray for yourself. And then if you want to ask others to pray for you. But I wonder what would happen if when you had a need and someone says, I'm praying for you, you in turn said, okay, let's pray right now. I want you to pray for me right now.
Oh, no, you will make an enemy. You people who says they're going to pray for you, if they're going to pray for you, I hear it as, it's kind of like, how are you doing? I'm fine. How are you? And the second, how are you? You're not even looking at me. I'm not even going to answer. And you're not even going to know I didn't answer because you weren't really waiting for an answer.
Well, you're not interested in how I'm doing. It's just a kind of, how are you doing today? I'm doing good. How about you? Oh, I'm doing good, which is a lie on both sides.
Pretty much.
But each is thinking you don't really want to know how I'm doing. I this week someone came in and said, how are you doing? And I said, oh, I'm kind of tired. And they didn't know what to do with it. And they just kind of wandered off. I'm like, okay.
What about the people who say, I ain't gonna complain because who gonna listen anyway?
Right.
Isn't that a complaint? And didn't I just listen?
So, it is, people present the image of caring, but they're distracted by their own lives. They're distracted by what's going on.
Well, Donna, what causes people to think that the act of caring is caring?
Because
why do people believe they have to act like they're caring?
They care. Because no one has ever called them on it. No one's ever called them on it. I care. Okay, well, that's good. Now show me how you've cared. Show me how you've cared. It's like, I love you. Okay, well, those are words. What
does
the
it
action?
do?
Yeah, what's the action? But
I've gotten a lot of flack
about
how my family handles I love you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we got flack. I've gotten flack. Because in my house, we have a policy, not a rule, but a policy.
Yeah.
Don't respond to I love you with I love you too.
Oh.
Yeah, don't do that in our house.
Oh.
If I say I love you, just look at me and say thank you. Appreciate the fact that out of the abundance of my heart, my mouth spoke of my love for you. I don't need your response to be, I love you too.
But you feel compelled to do it because now it looks like I don't love you. I'm just taking for granted what you said.
And that's what I don't want anybody in my family to do.
Yeah.
So when I tell my wife, I love you, she just smiles and says, thank you, honey. And that's all I want her to do.
Yeah.
I don't need her to match me. In this particular moment, the feelings I got going on, and I'm thinking about her and I'm looking at her and I'm like, honey, I love you. I don't want her to look at me and say, I love you too. Because now she ain't going to even be able to be pure. You're only saying it because I said it, which now devalues what I said.
Well, how do you know it didn't stir up something in her?
Well, then I justifiably beat her. That's the only beating men should be doing.
What?
Yeah,
you beat her to say I love you.
Okay, which means you gotta wait. Okay. You gotta wait until your heart, until it's abundantly in your heart, and then you can say it.
I see. I can see.
She hates when I say, "Honey." I do it at night all the time. Oh, she hates it because she knows I beat her to the punch. I say, "Honey," she's like, "Yeah." Do you love me? And she'll be like, of course I do. Well, why don't you tell me? Well, I thought I told you yesterday. Oh, yesterday? I do that to her all the time. She hates it.
I wonder why.
She hates it. Well, because, again, is the Bible true? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Right.
Well, if my children, my son will tell me a lot. I love you, Dad. Do you know what it takes for a 14-year-old boy
to say that?
To have the mustard to say, to not only get his dad's attention, but he wants to hug and he wants to say, Dad, I love you. I don't know what's going on, but I know that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
And watch this. As a father, I never got to walk up on my biological father and tell him I love you and hug him. Not one time.
Yeah.
So for me, when he does it, I know I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Don't quite know what I'm doing right. But I love the fact that out of the abundance of his heart,
the mouth speaks.
His mouth speaks.
That's good.
And he's speaking about loving his father.
Yeah.
And all I could do in that moment is not belittle it, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another reason why I do that is because I noticed that some people will say, I love you because they're thirsty to be said that back.
Or to have it back.
Yeah. And I don't want my family thirsty for love. Same with my daughter. I love you, Dad. I love you. And I want to tell her I love her faster than she can tell me. Again, it's the abundance of the heart thing. How many funerals you go to and people said, if I just had 5 minutes, this is what I would say. Well, no, that you could have said that while they were alive. You just didn't take an opportunity for the abundance of the heart to speak.
Not
now
at
you
all.
feel some type of way.
Yeah. It's called regret to a certain extent, or guilt. Regret or guilt.
Yeah.
One or the other.
I would rather us, in my family, it's just an issue of, hey, if it's in your heart, if it's positive affirmations, take the time to say it. Be responsible to say it, because you don't want to have that in you and I not be alive, available to hear it. So if it's in you, go ahead and share it. Any other recaps, Donna?
You know what?
We don't have to do recaps. We can do some like side alley stuff.
What? Like what?
Talk about that video you sent.
Oh my goodness. This girl in the cafeteria of a school, white girl, was pounding on a young Muslim girl. And then she backed off and then went back and pounded on again. The kids around her were laughing and no one was coming to her aid. And this black girl reached over, grabbed the white girl by the hair, yanked her towards her, and proceeded to beat the snot out of her. No one else stepped in to help this young Muslim girl, except the black girl. But when the black girl stepped in, then all of a sudden there's an adult who's breaking it up. And the person she grabs is the black girl. Not the one that
I didn't even know it was a Muslim girl. By the time I see the video, the white girl has already beat her underneath the table, pretty much.
Young Muslim girl. Because the girl sitting next to her is in a hijab. So it must have been her friend. She didn't even try to help her.
Nobody.
She just sat there.
She beat that little girl and then she stood away and then she went back and beat her some more. It was kind of like people found it as funny.
They were laughing.
They were laughing at the white girl beating up the Muslim girl who was defenseless. She wasn't even fighting back.
She wasn't fighting. And I looked at, all I could see really were her legs. She's a little tiny girl. But then from the screen left. The young girl understood her assignment. She said, not on my watch. Grabbed the girl by the hair. Now I'll give it to the white girl. She was trying to fight back. But the sister girl said, you deserve this. Ooh.
She put ground and pound on her.
She wiped up the floor with her.
But I did notice that as long as the white girl was beating up the Muslim girl,
no one showed up.
There was nobody interfering. No, and that girl beat that Muslim girl, had far more beat time than she got beat.
Right.
But here's the thing, Donna. We were talking about earlier in the week, talking about trauma, black trauma.
Trauma. Yeah. The black girl understood the trauma that girl was going through.
Somehow there's a danger that the power of a black woman in a physical altercation with a white woman is too dangerous for the white woman. No matter what her transgressions may have been that caused the beat down, we ain't gonna let her get beat down at the level she should be beat down for her. We're not gonna let her suffer the consequences she ought to suffer for her actions.
The black girl understood the trauma the Muslim girl was going through, and she was saying, "No one ever rescued me." I'm thinking this. I'm rescuing her. Yeah, I'm not going to see this. I'm going to do something about it.
I'm going to do something about it. And they were evenly sized.
They were. And
they were evenly sized. If that was a WBC middleweight fight, they hit the scales about the same weight.
And I got great satisfaction in seeing that young girl say, "Come on, show me what you got with me." And
you do know my one of my proclivities is I love watching social media street fights. Oh, I love it. And let me tell you, the girl fights are the best. Hands down. Hands down. When the guys fight, man, they be swinging and missing. They be grabbing each other, trying to slam one another. But when them girls fight, there's always in the girls' fights, there's always a big sister who's hair pulling control police. Hair pulling control police. I mean, she's gonna stop if they start grabbing hair.
Yeah,
she's gonna stop them from grabbing hair and be like, "Nah, y'all got to square up, but you can't be pulling hair."
Right.
But I also love when they be pulling them tracks out them girls' heads, snatching wigs off. Oh my God.
Well, I'm sure the white girl in that video wished that she'd had a wig on when that black girl reached out there and grabbed her by her hair and pulled her towards her.
Yeah.
She's like,
she
yeah,
was uppercut.
come here. Yeah.
She was
She's like,
uppercut.
ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am not a proponent of violence.
Me neither.
Unless it is a reaction to somebody who has acted violently without reason.
Injustice.
If you are violent towards someone without reason, you deserve violence.
Yeah.
You deserve the equal amount of violence placed upon you. And equal doesn't mean same amount of hits. The same way in which you attack, you should be attacked. The same reckless mindset, how you dealing with somebody else's life, somebody ought to deal with you with a reckless mindset concerning your life. And I tell my kids, look, and you know, Deja's size shoe is still a 4.5.
Wow.
She's a 4.5 shoe.
Wow.
But I told Deja as a little girl, and she's still little, now she's a little woman. If somebody put their hands on you, some bully put their hands on you, we don't go, Evans, we don't go to the teacher and tell the teacher that they bullying me. Oh, no. Oh, no. They put their hands on you. You are to beat them until they are on the ground, unable to hit you anymore.
Yeah.
And I'll deal with any of those consequences. If you break a jaw, if you bust their eye socket, they should not have put their hands on you.
Right.
Now, if you can walk away, walk away. But if they put their hands on, because here's what I know about bullies. When you walk away from a bully, that's when they become very courageous.
Yeah.
They want to snatch you from behind or do something to you from behind your back. No, no, sir. No, ma'am.
Right.
I remember the school when Seth was like in the 3rd or 4th grade. They called the house. Oh, sir, we had an incident. What's your incident? Seth got into a fight. I said, Seth? Seth got into a fight? They go, yeah, they were swinging and everything, swinging and throwing blows. Seth was swinging? Oh, and I told him right there on the phone, I'm buying cupcakes and I'm buying him ice. Because you know, you ain't going out like that.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have some real fun when we come back. That first segment, done, out of there. We come back, keeping your hair gray.
Well, there you go. I don't even know where my life would be if you hadn't shown your love for me from the chains that were binding me, gave me liberty. Set me free. I don't even know where my life would be if you hadn't shown your love to me from the chains that were binding me, gave me liberty. Set me free. If it hadn't been for the love who was on my side, lost like a ship without a guide, from sinking, sailing, lifting me, broke the chains that were binding me. The sun sets free, truly free indeed. Now walking in my liberty. I don't even know even know where my life would be. Lord, if you hadn't shown your love for me, that was body me. Nobody but Jesus could do it.
And when I felt like I could not last, I was found by guilt of my past. But I gave the Lord my life, and in exchange, He gave me brand new life. I haven't been the same. Ooh, the sun takes me.
Woke up this morning to somebody in a video talking about something I posted in a video. If it wasn't me, then would you even get offended? Or is it just because I'm black and heavy? Y'all don't hear me though. I've been the same since I've been dropping slow on Bissonnet. Call up anybody I know and they will tell you that fame is pretty new, but I've been used to people judging me. That's why I move the way I move and why I'm so in love with me. I used to feel
Special.
Yeah.
I love her voice.
Yeah.
She's so talented.
She is.
And I really despise the negative criticism that's thrown her way. It's so unwarranted.
Yeah.
It's so unwarranted. And might I say, it's so ungodly. You know, it's a double standard that many people have. But let's get into this. Segment 2.
Whoops.
Keeping gray hair or dying. Now, Donna, this segment had nothing to do with my wife.
Really?
It was not even inspired by her. Was not even thinking about her.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, men that I know or men that I see, often.
Yes.
And these guys are older than I am. Obviously, the hair on their face and their head has grayed.
Yes.
But there's something about gray they just can't accept. So they dye their hair. And I don't know, maybe I have good eyes.
Yeah.
But I can tell.
It's a bad dye job.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a good dye job. Maybe good dye jobs just look like guys who don't have gray hair yet. I don't know. But as I was discussing this topic,
yes,
my wife, I'm telling on her, he overheard me talking about keeping gray hair or dying, and she immediately assumed I was talking about her.
Oh my goodness.
So do you know what she said? Don't bring me up in the show. I said, it's not a show. If I don't bring you up, you're always, whenever something goes on the broadcast that is a reflection of our home, you or I are our kids, I am unfiltered. I'm going to bring it up.
Lord.
Donna?
What?
She looked at me from across the room.
Dun, dun, dun.
And she said, keep my name out your mouth. Yeah. Keep my name out your mouth. Now look, this girl don't even use slang. She didn't say mouth, which is how she would normally say it. She's across the room. Keep your name out my mouth. Out your mouth. M-O-U-L.
Keep my name. Mouth. Keep my name out your mouth.
Because see, it's that type of spice
I love
This
it.
is why we get along.
I
She
love
took the Will Smith slapping Chris Rock rant on the Oscars, and she brought it smooth into our house.
Exactly.
Wasn't even talking about her. Wasn't even discussing her. Now, since I didn't keep her name out my mouth, she has a rule. She told me, I've known it. It's their early 20s. Well, late 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Her grandmother, when her grandmother died and they buried her grandmother, I don't know, she had to be late 80s, early 90s, 90s, something like that. Jet black hair. Jet black.
Yeah.
So my wife has gone on record to say, when I go out, this is my wife talking. When I go out, I'm going out like my grandmother.
There you are. There you
jet
are.
black hair.
Yep.
I don't have no problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
To a certain extent, Donna.
What's the certain extent?
Here's a certain extent. When we're in public, sometimes, especially when she has freshly, now she doesn't have, like, she only has gray hair like on the sides. I don't know how God designed that. It's like, she just gonna have gray edges.
Right.
I don't know how God decides that, but she doesn't have gray like all over hair. Although I think she'd be beautiful with all gray hair. I really do. But she ain't going out like that.
Yeah.
So typically sometimes I'll walk into the bathroom and I'll see her goopity goop. I'll see her, using a paintbrush.
Goopity goop.
And she's getting her edges done.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, which means I know she's gonna come to bed with wet hair. And I'm like, I don't like the wet hair stuff. Look, you need to blow dry that. If you're gonna go out black, I need it to be a dry black, not a wet black. But sometimes when we go out sometimes, it looks like Gabby said, I just died.
Keep my name out your mouth.
Died a little. Sometimes I don't like the looks of people looking at me like, what's this old dude doing with this young girl?
Why do you think you look old?
Because that's the way they look at me. They look at me. They look at her. They look at me. Well, my interpretation is you think I'm too old. And I'm thinking to myself, and I want to say it's so bad. Do you know how old this woman is?
No, don't.
I know you can't do it.
Don't.
But now with our kids, I had to do that. Seth was like, Dad, you're what? You're 52, 53? I'm like, yeah. He's like, Mom's only 38.
You cradle.
We weren't even in the same room. So like he said that to me. He was in another room. And I'm sitting there saying, and I yell from the room, boy, who told you your mother was 38? Who told you that? And then I hear a feminine, trembling voice. Dion, he knows I'm 38. Now that's code.
Yes.
That's code. She's
don't
saying
tell.
to me, you bet not. I'm like, boy, how many years have your mother told you she's 30? She cannot always be 38.
Why not? Oh gosh, that's
now,
funny.
To her credit, she dyes her hair and she was going out jet black. Here's the thing, Donna. What if she passes and her edges are gray? She just didn't get to them that day.
The service, the people at the mortuary do it.
So I got to tell them.
You have to tell them. You have to
tell them. Oh, by the way,
do the gray edges.
You see this right here? Is there anything else you need us to do with the body? Oh yeah, by the way,
you have to tell them.
You see this right here? You see this area right here of gray? I need that to be jet black because she wants to go out like her grandmother.
Right. Got to tell them.
Would I be wrong if I didn't do it?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be like she'd come down the aisle and slap you upside the head and say you didn't
What
do
would
it.
you
but-
do, Donna? What would you do? Let's just say
What?
something happened and you came to the funeral and it's time to go by the body and you see Letitia laying there and you see gray hair at the edges. You know the rule. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna lean over and people gonna say, "Oh, she's giving words of consolation." Or say, "Hey, what's that? You didn't do her." Lord have mercy. She cannot rest. You let her go out with gray edges.
I'm gonna be in trouble.
You'd be a big trouble.
Gabby Culliver, she says, and you have to bring the color. See, that's gonna be the problem.
Well, no, let her.
I don't know what the color is.
Find out what color she uses.
I'm not doing all that. If you want to go out jet black, you better have your hair prepared to die. I'm not doing it.
Oh
You
Lord.
see me in there just dying because we can't pay for them to die. So I gotta.
No. You just take the color to them. They'll do it.
Is that gonna cost extra?
Not if you take. I don't know, whatever is included in the policy or whatever you have.
You cannot tell me in the burial policies that there's a clause about dyeing people's hair.
Not dyeing hair, but whatever little extras you might need to do. I don't know. Never been in a mortuary where they were. I wanted to say prepping a person. I don't. That doesn't quite sound right to prep a person for burial. Where they're what's the word do they use? Putting the person together. I don't know what they call it. Just
I think
getting
they
a
call it
person
preparing
ready.
the body.
Preparing. That's it. Where they're preparing the body to be buried. And think about this though. Now they're preparing you to be buried, and your concern is that people are looking at you and they're looking at. I didn't know she was that gray. You know, it's like I didn't know she was that old.
If I didn't do it and somebody said that, I know I don't believe in haunting people, but if she could haunt, she'd be haunted. She'd be like, I told you. I'm going out like, how dare you let me go out like that? I can see it. Remember this woman just across. I mean, she looked down. I didn't see what she was doing, and I looked up. And she said, keep my name out your mouth. I said, what?
I love
if I didn't know that she couldn't do it, she ain't about that life, I might have got nervous.
Is she going to get up, walk across the room, and slap your face?
Can you imagine how viral the video would be if I'm sitting here talking to you and all of a sudden his hand reaches over and slaps me and the mic gets knocked down and my glasses get tossed off and I'm looking stunned off to the distance and nobody knows why I'm looking stunned. And then all of a sudden off the mic, I said, keep my name out your mouth. Oh my God, that would be all over social media.
Lord.
So what are your thoughts, Donna? Keeping gray hair, or I've never seen you with gray hair.
No, you probably never will, but it wasn't my decision in the beginning because my family grays early, if there's such a thing as graying early. So as I started to gray, I was good with it. And my husband told me he did not like gray hair. And so
I think you told me this story before.
Yeah. So I had to start dyeing my gray hair. And once you start, you can't stop. I mean, you can let it grow out. But then as my mother-in-law told me, because she kept her hair black up until she no longer could do her hair, that she regretted it because if you let it grow out, you look like a skunk. You got white strip and black hair. So it's like you either do the big chop and get rid of it all and let it grow out gray. My sister went gray. Her hair is beautiful. But at this point, nope, it's gray right now. So whether you dye it or not, you're going to keep gray hair. It just doesn't show. I don't know how gray I am, but I'm gray. You just don't see it.
How do you not know how gray you are?
Because I've never let it go. I've never gone any length of time without getting it colored. They don't call it dyed anymore, Dion. They call it getting it colored, getting color without getting it colored. Yeah, without getting it colored. So I probably am gray all the way down to the ends of my hair, but the dye is there. So it has to grow out. You have to let it grow out, and it may grow out ugly. Some people, hair grows out beautifully gray. Other people, it grows out ugly. So you have to make the decision, are you going to keep dyeing it, or are you going to do the big chop, cut it all off and let it grow out gray?
We got a comment by Kenneth Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find it. Where did it go? Kenneth Edwards, he chimed in on the subject and he said, I am bald, so I don't even know if I have grays or not. He says, but I'm keeping them in my beard when they come.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
I like the gray beard.
Yeah.
Now, when I
good.
first got a gray beard, it wasn't about it being a gray beard. It was just like I'm tired of. I don't like to shave every day.
Yeah.
And I don't like the shadow look because it's not. And so the time I just let it grow out because I wasn't going anywhere, I didn't plan on being anywhere. I just let it grow out. And my wife never said anything about the beard.
Yeah.
She never said anything. And one night she was FaceTiming our daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter, I'm never on the FaceTime. My wife is FaceTiming my daughter. I'm always off to the side and I'm off camera. I'm just listening. And then all of a sudden, Deja sees me and she's like, Daddy, look at your beard. I like your beard. I like your gray beard. Oh, I'm keeping this.
Well, but you came doing this around the time when beards had become the thing, where women are looking at men with their beards and they're going, "Ooh, I like that look." Haven't you noticed that more men are wearing beards? It's a thing.
I notice more men are wearing beards, but I'm not wearing a beard for women. Right. Outside of my daughter. And then my wife, because my daughter divulged that she thought it was beautiful on me. My wife then grabs it and says, I like it. Oh, it's really staying now.
But your timing coincides with what is now the trend. It is the trend of the beard for black men.
But I'm watching guys dye. I'm watching guys dye their beard. And I'm like, dude, you look like a 60-year-old psychopath. You look like a kid you look like an old man trying to enroll in high school.
No, I don't. I'm not with the dyeing of the beard. I don't know why they would think that. But that's not to attract women my age. That's to attract younger women.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Younger women who know it's a dye job.
Right.
And so I get confused. Like, dude, who are you trying to fool? Who are you trying to trick? Because these young girls, they know the real from the fake. They either like a dude who's older. You're not going to get one of these young girls to think you're 25. You're not going to. That's not happening.
Especially when you get up and make the aging noise.
Yeah, well, I'm out. I take my son to the gym, right? And there's a lot of men in there, dyed beards, and I don't know what kind of dye they use, but sometimes it runs, and I'm like, dude, your sweat looks like hot chocolate. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh no, it's like what is it? Just for me or whatever? Not just for me. That's a relaxer, but it's the stuff that men use for their hair and for their beard. They comb it in and yeah. So
I wouldn't do it.
If anybody's dye is running, then they're using the wrong technique.
Well, it's funny because dyeing, coloring, synonymous. But I've seen where they're airbrushing. It's kind of like a top layer paint that they're putting on their beards, and I'm like, to me, why? Why? I don't get it. Now, I don't like gray hair on my head. I'd rather just be bald. But if my hair, and as the older I get, it doesn't grow evenly. But if it was gray and it grew evenly, I would keep it. But I don't have time to be, I don't know.
Men getting very persnickety these days. I don't understand it.
They look sweet to me. Some of them look sweet.
Oh, you're going to get some emails.
I don't care. I ain't scared
You are listening to the Bitter Cup Media, where inspired, controversial conversations matter.
He's coming back for me. What a day it's gonna be when I'll be going home. Oh Lord. Oh, then ride into the shore where we rest forevermore. Nevermore to roam. By the crystal sea, we're gonna rest eternally. My Savior's face I see in that perfect place that's prepared for me. Listen, I want to say it one more time. He's coming back for me. Well, that day is gonna be when I'll be going home. Yes, I will. Oh, that pride is a little soul where we rest forevermore, nevermore to roam. By the crystal sea, where Jesus will wait for me. His lovely face I'll see in that perfect place that prepared for me. When he comes back, with him I'll be. When he comes back for me, with him I'll be. The Lord promised that to me. The Lord have many mansions prepared for me. There's some place prepared for me. There's some special place prepared for me. Yes, he does. There is one more time. There is. Oh, when Jesus comes again, I will be. When he comes back for me, with him I'll be. When he comes back for me, with him I'll be. With him I'll be. I wonder, do you believe that tonight? I'm going up yonder. So pray for me.
Issues After Dark, Donna Williams, Deion Evans, Marlon Wilson. This is one of the good brothers. He says they look sweet to me. He's called me laughing out loud.
Laugh out loud.
You know, the guys that are like in their 30s.
Yeah.
You know, they're dyeing their beards. I get it. I'm talking about the guys older than me.
Yeah. Well,
guys, I mean, you're not. I guess if you're dyeing your beard, you can't keep it up, or you're not dyeing it right. You know.
Well, yeah.
We gotta have Marlon on the show. I don't know if you know who he is. Marlon is the brother. Every Thanksgiving at Sunnyside Park, he gives away free turkeys.
Wonderful.
And this year, he not only he supersized it. He was giving away turkeys.
Wow.
He was giving away COVID test.
Wow.
He was giving away, and a lot of people got 2 turkeys. The line was wrapped up around the block.
Wow.
Around the block. And he's a brother of Omega Psi Phi, the baddest fraternity, period. And this brother, we got to have him on because the inspiration behind why he does it is an amazing story.
Okay.
It's an amazing story. Like some people, Donna, live their whole lives wondering, what is my purpose? What is my call?
Yeah.
Well, what is it that maybe happened in your childhood that you saw your mother do or your father do? And now it doesn't happen. You could keep that as a legacy. You can keep that forward. And and then he's done a lot of stuff in politics and things of that nature. He's just a wealth of knowledge. He would be a great guest for a future broadcast, especially if we're talking about volunteerism and we're talking about or you know what I would love to hear him talk about?
What?
I would love to have him. How do you plan something like that?
Oh my goodness.
Because you've heard of turkey giveaways, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a couple that. There's a couple of my. You make those connections. If this is something that you do, then people will eventually get wind of it. Or even if you're just knocking on doors and saying, "Hey, I want to do this thing," then you build that network. There's a couple at the church I attend that every Tuesday they're in East Oakland. They've set up with clothes, with food, with every Tuesday for the unhoused and for those who just have the need. So if it is there, you're building a network. You're building a network that for people that maybe can't do it, won't do it, but will support you in the doing.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, I just think, you know, he does it every year. He does it on the same weekend every year. It is great. It is Seth's go-to volunteer. It's like Seth's volunteer, holiday volunteer service. He's been doing that for a few years.
Good.
And so
that is good. Yeah.
I'm always blown away by people who put a lot of work.
Yes, it's a lot of work
into alleviating some of the holiday frustrations that people go through.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think in the near future, he'd be a great person for us to have on to talk about his nonprofit. He does a lot of stuff. He does a lot of stuff. We could probably do a whole 2-hour show just on 3 different major things he do in life, like how to create a Black business and be sustainable, how to do volunteers for people in the community, and then how to look at politics and what to expect if you're running for. I mean, there's a lot of wealth in that gentleman, and him listening tonight and chiming in. I just think it's a pure joy to have him doing that.
Absolutely,
because I'm like, he would be a pretty good guest.
Well, don't talk about it, as Beyonce says. Be about it.
Is Beyonce getting more ghetto to you?
She's always sounded like that.
Really? But she's never been like, to me, she's always had a sense of class. But I'm like, is she gone ghetto on me?
What? I don't know what you mean by ghetto.
Like, is she
for
is she-
Beyonce?
I guess Beyonce's in her own world. I guess she's her own.
She got her own. She's her own world.
She's her own, I guess,
Everything.
environment.
I say one thing for Jay-Z and Beyonce. They know how to keep their private stuff private until they put it in their music. You don't get a glimpse into their world. You don't see what's going on behind the scenes until they put it in their music.
Well, I think they understand the business aspect.
Oh yeah.
Why break up when we can put it in our music and people will buy it? They'll buy our pain.
Right.
We put our pain in the music. Oh, they'll buy it. Oh, you did this to me?
And
I'm gonna write a song about that, and you ain't gonna get mad. I'm gonna write a song about it, and you gonna produce it, and you can't get mad. We staying together. Well, unlike my wife today, who told me, keep my name out your mouth. Can't believe she
I love it. She Will Smith you.
She Will Smith me today.
Keep my name out your mouth. I want to talk about those beards. Remember I said that you stepped into the beard when, and I've told you about the silver foxes in the past. I started to post a picture on your page. I thought, no, I better ask permission first before I put it up there.
Donna, I can't do it. I'm not. Donna, look. I don't like. I look.
So,
I don't have a problem with guys who identify themselves as gay.
No.
I don't have a problem. No, hear me out. Okay. I don't have a problem with guys who like to look sweet.
No,
I'm not that guy.
They don't look sweet.
Donna, yes, to you.
But here's the thing.
When I look at them, I'm like, you see, this is why down low life messed up black women, because y'all don't do well with identifying this kind of stuff.
But here's the thing, though, that has really ticked me off. They perpetrating. Because when I first saw the videos and they coming in one by one, and they rubbing their beards and they looking all cool. And I'm going, wow, men close to my age. They're not. They're closer to your age. I'm like, why are you perpetrating like you're older, man? What is that? Is that attracting younger women? What is it?
Donna,
what is that?
Donna, your brother would never walk into a room and rub my beard. I would never do that. I would never do that.
You don't want the attention.
My face like that publicly.
And they go, or they're coming in and they're like, and they're.
And you know what that looks like?
What?
It looks like a woman putting on lipstick in the mirror. They've been practicing.
No.
Look, you can't fool me. I'm sorry.
Just let me put one video on.
Look, I'm Donna. And like I said, if that's how they want to be, I'm cool with it. That's fine. But that's not for your boy. I am a man. I'm Grizzly Adams. I'm rough and rugged. I'm never gonna be that soft. Look. I'm never going. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I will never be that soft dude. I'm never going to be soft-spoken unless I'm dealing with Letitia late at night and it's midnight worship. I'm going to say I can talk soft then, and even that might be loud, but I'm not soft-spoken. I'm not if I walk into the room, I can say, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell by the way your hands sweat. You sweet. Yeah. You looking sweet. And I don't have the guys who want to look sweet on.
It's sweet on. It's
that's why I'll go get it crafted up. Right? I got my guy who cuts Seth's hair. He's been cutting Seth's hair since he's 3. Yeah. I'll go get it lined up, and I'm due because I'm looking crazy on air right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get it lined up and make it look sharp. But I tell him, my barber, hey man, make me look tight, but don't have me looking sweet.
But how does a beard look sweet?
Donna, you come on, stop it.
What?
Your silver foxes.
Well, yeah, but it's the whole. Look, it's not just the beard. It's the clothes.
Luster silk. Some of them look like they perm in their beards. Some of them you can see moisturizer cream. Come on.
It doesn't hurt my feelings to look at them. That's all I gotta say. But they perpetrate.
Oh my God, I can tell. Sweaty hands. Exactly. Have you ever Donna?
What?
Have you ever went to shake a man went to shake your hand?
No.
Exactly. I'm just saying, a man's man. Look, a man's man. I don't care if he got a white suit on. He ain't shaking your hand with his fingernails glistening. I'm sorry. From his natural body sweat. No.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Just
Lord,
saying.
help me. Now we got glistening fingernails.
I'm just saying, you know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, the soft hands that are sweaty kind of bother me.
They hand you their hand like this. They handed you your hand like this.
No.
Man, if your hand, your thumb, look, Donna, if your thumb is not firmly forward and the thumb is not on top,
help.
And if your hand is turned any way but this way, and your beard is glistening and it's got new dye in it,
oh Lord,
you sweet. And I ain't mad at you, but it just ain't me.
Well, there's the old word. I don't know if they still use it, metrosexual. And
no, they still use it.
They still use it where everything is in place.
You know what metrosexual really is, though?
What is it?
Guys who have an affection for being transgender, but despise the transgender.
What?
Yeah, metrosexuals, they want their fingernails done, and they spend. And again, I know real dudes, thugs, who go get their nails done. No big deal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but when you getting clear polish and yeah, when you wearing blouses, not shirts, when you wearing what men's buttons are on the buttons are on the right.
On the right, yeah. So they button left over right.
When you got left buttons, come on, cut it out.
Now it's sad in an age where I do now see which way your shirt is buttoned to determine what's going on because you can't tell.
But most, it's funny. I bet you there's some people listening right now who do not know that men's shirts buttons from the right
left over
to
right,
the left.
Left over right.
No, that's the slit.
Now, when I button
the button is on the right side, and you're pushing the button through the left. Is that right?
No, that's women. That's women.
Oh, so then
left over right are men. The buttons are on the right side.
It ain't on the same side.
No.
Now, how do you handle that if you're non-binary?
They buy the clothes that reflect the identity they have assumed.
Okay.
So yeah.
All I'm saying is you have a right. You have a right. And if you want to dye your beard and all that kind of stuff, I'm saying if you're going to dye your beard, keep up with it. It's like, but I'm equal opportunity. It's like ladies with weaves.
Hey, look out.
Or wigs. If you're going to wear a wig,
look out.
I don't want to see the undergrowth. The purpose of the wig is that I do not see the undergrowth.
Dion, tonight I have on a wig. And as I was putting it on, I said, oops. And someone has told me, don't call them sideburns. I don't know what else to call them. The hair that grows down the side of my face was showing and it's gray. And I went, oh no, because I don't want Dion to see the undergrowth.
and you should think like that. Because your boy's going to be like, Donna, I love you, sister.
But your undergrowth is showing.
Your undergrowth is showing.
Yep. So
it's like a woman walking around with hairy legs. It's like, okay, I understand that's what you want. But you do know that you're cutting off a huge segment of the population from enjoying your physical beauty. I'm just saying.
I've never shaved my legs.
Really?
Never. I don't even see that.
You know what's funny? Now, I'll take it back a little bit. When I was growing up in our church, we had this woman. Man, I cannot think of her name right. Margaret. Her name was Margaret. Margaret.
Don't give her a last name. Right.
This woman, beautiful chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
She's supermodel. I mean, Naomi, if she was going up for a job with Naomi Campbell, she's winning.
Wow.
If she's going up against a job against Iman, she's getting a job.
Wow.
But she was just a simple usher in our church.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the day I got close enough to see her legs and saw that she had hair on her legs. But Donna,
what?
I don't know if there's a pressing comb or a just for me for women's leg hair. Her hair was so smooth. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now that's her. She was an older woman. I was one of the young men looking at an older woman. She was beautiful.
Okay, but I think most hair is like that until you start shaving it. And then it comes back as stubble. You have to keep shaving now because once you start shaving, then it's going to grow back as stubble. It's not going to grow back the way it did. Do
ladies' leg hair turn gray? Okay, do you dye leg hair?
The other day I was looking at my arms. I've been very chagrined and upset about this, that my arms are growing gray hair. Now I will pluck a gray hair out of my arm. I'm just like, oh, you will not reign here. Are you kidding me?
Hold on. Did you just say the gray hair will not reign here?
Exactly. Long gray hairs on my arm that show up.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Gray hair be gone.
There's one here right now. No respect showing up white on my brown arm. I don't appreciate it at all. I can't. I'm not having it. No.
Oh my God.
No. It's bad enough that the eyebrows and the eyelashes turn gray. Now the hair on my arms. This is just too disrespectful, Deanna. I'm not happy with it at all. You pluck your eyebrows. They thin anyway.
It's okay. See, for me, it's okay for women to grow old.
I don't mind growing old.
There's some social media sites, and there's a woman who just turned, I think she turned 52, and she's all gray. She's like viral right now on Instagram or Twitter. Mm-hmm. This sister is beautiful, all gray. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about this woman she is making 30-year-old women look bad. She is amazing.
Listen, 30-year-old women are going gray. They go into shops to get their hair stripped so that it's gray. Or they wear gray wigs. So there's nothing wrong with it when you're 30 because you know you're not 60. But when you're 60 for some women, that's like a death nail. Your eyebrows become disrespectful. They thin out and the hairs that remain turn gray. I mean, my sideburns, and this is just really bad. I don't know what else to call them. If you can tell me what women call the hair that grows down the side of your face.
Cheek hair.
They're gray. And not only are they gray, but every other day I have to shave them.
Donna, I think most men are okay. Heterosexual men I'm speaking of. Yes. I think they're okay until you start getting gray hair underneath your nose.
Oh,
that's no bueno.
Okay, see?
No bueno. You cannot have gray hair underneath your nose. And I know.
Like a mustache?
Women want to be as equal with men. I get it. But equal don't mean equal look.
You talking about a mustache?
Yeah, mustache.
Listen, Dion, the gray hair just grows where it wants to. It just shows up. It like, how you like me now? I'm growing here. What you gonna do about it?
The disrespect.
It's total disrespect. Total disrespect. Good.
Well,
yeah,
I don't know what to say, but there's a lot of men who have decided that they're gonna try to fool some of you women, and I as the guy who's not trying to fool nobody just sits up laughing at the fact that you guys are trying to fool women who are not being fooled. I remember being hurt a little bit on the inside when I saw a young girl that I'm thinking to myself, boy, this girl is cute. I could, if I wanted to, I could take her if I wanted to. And she called me sir. I remember pausing like, did you just call me sir? You don't see me as a love interest possibility. You see me as a father. You see me as a father. Now I'm not looking for no side chick. I'm not looking for a side chick, but I would like to know that I can still be in the game if I want to still be in the game. And when I get called sir, I'm like, man.
Everybody calls me Miss Donna now. I'm like, what is it about me? I mean, everybody, strangers. Miss Donna. I'm like, what? Miss Donna? That was the older woman that sat over in the corner in white with peppermints in her purse. What is
Donna with these?
Yes. With lint attached to them because they'd been in her purse so long. Stop it.
Grandma authorized candy. You can eat candy in church as long as grandma gave it to you. But if you had unauthorized grandma candy in your mouth, you get your jaw slapped.
Yep.
All right, let's transition a little bit.
Yes.
Segment 3, re-raising or re-rearing for those who are, gonna get on me for my language. Your children.
Yeah.
I was thinking, it's Friday. What's a good little topic we can kind of, bust out on? And I thought, if I had to raise my daughter all over again, if I had to restart and retrain my son on some stuff,
Yeah.
what would be some lessons that I would re-raise them to know?
Right.
And to my surprise, I didn't have many. You know, it was kind of hard to find something that, you know.
Yeah.
What about you when it comes to re-raising if you had to do something different, what would you do different?
I would have more open and honest conversations with my kids. I would have the door. I would have the door open that they could come to me about anything. And I wouldn't have the reaction of, what? No, I don't want to talk about it. But I would have, they would have the freedom to talk to me about anything. I would have those open and honest conversations about real life and not hoping that they would figure it out based on what little bit I did share with them. Yeah.
Well, we'll pick this segment up on the other side. We got another quick 3-minute music break. What song is coming up? Coffee. All Ye. I love this song. So we're going to play that, about 3 minutes of it. When we come back, we're going to talk more about re-raising your children, what you would do different. Donnie, you just struck a chord in me. Yeah. I have to tell you why I do not follow my daughter on social media. All right. Yeah. Issues at the Dark with Donnie
First Peter 5:8 says, cast all your cares upon him because he cares for you. Hebrews 12:1 says, lay aside every weight and sin that easily entraps us. God, you got to give all that stuff to God and lay that at the feet of Jesus. And in exchange, pick up some rest. My yoke is easy and burden is light. He's calling you. Come on. All ye heavy laden, and all ye heavy hearted, all ye heavy burden. Oh come, the Lord will give you rest. Oh come, He will give you rest. Bring it back one time, baby. All ye, come on, heavy laden, all ye heavy hearted. Thank you, Lord. And all ye heavy burden. Oh, come. The Lord will give you rest. Yes, He will. Oh, come. He will give you rest. Come and be filled. Come and be filled. Come and be healed. Oh, come and be healed. Come and be filled. Come on, y'all. Oh, come and be filled. Of the Spirit of the Lord. Of the Spirit of the Lord. Take it back to the top. Come on. All ye heavy laden, all ye, thank you, Jesus, heavy hearted, and all ye heavy burden. Oh come, the Lord will give you rest. Oh come, He will give you rest. One more time. All ye heavy laden, all ye heavy hearted, lay it all down to Him. All ye heavy burden. Oh come, the Lord will give you rest. Oh come, He will give you rest. Raise your hands up and say, come and be filled. Oh, come and be healed. Oh, come and be filled by the Spirit of the Lord. It's only by the name of Jesus, the Spirit of the Lord. Take them to the schoolyard.
I'm your idol, the highest title, numero uno. I'm not a Puerto Rican, but I'm speaking so that you know. And understand I got the gift of speech and it's a blessing. So listen to the lesson I preach. I talk sense condensed into the form of a poem. Full of knowledge from my toes to the top of my dome. I'm kinda young, but my tongue speaks maturity. I'm not a child, I don't need nothing for security.
Issues After Dark. Donna Williams, Deion Evans. Yeah, we are in the last half hour. What do we say? And down the stretch they come.
Yes.
Last half hour of the broadcast. It's Friday. It's been an incredible week.
Yeah.
A lot of wonderful topics we discussed. We went through the tough swamp of black trauma.
Yes.
Took a lot out of it.
Yeah.
That took a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
And all we did was plant seeds on that. We'll have to check back that harvest and see how that harvest is out later.
Right.
Gabby Culliver, she says, I'm a grandma now.
What?
Hey, man.
Gabby, welcome. Best place to
Gabby's
be.
one of them grandmas. Never mind, I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
I
can sense where you were headed.
Yeah, because I'm looking at this picture with these glasses, and I told you every time I see her profile pic, I'm like, that woman is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
She has the best glasses game in social media. Wow. But she's a grandma now.
Congratulations.
I wonder if she raises her grandchildren different than she raises.
Did she raise her
children?
I have.
Because I look at Seth and Deja, they're 10 years apart.
Yeah.
Now that's something I wish I could have closed that gap.
Yeah.
Because I was kind of lightweight offended when he showed up.
Why?
Because I felt, we were like, okay, we had a daughter, and then we lost a daughter in childbirth.
Yeah.
And like 4 years later, he comes. But I had been praying for him since we got married.
Oh.
And he came like 13 years later. But by time Deja was like, we were like, we only had about 4 or 5 more years and she'd be going off to college. So we was going to be in the house by ourselves. We could roam the house.
Empty nesters.
Yeah. And then he comes like, dude, you're adding 18 years to the process.
But look at the joy.
17 to 18 years. But we had no idea the boy would be so dope. He's a dope kid.
Yeah. See, there you go.
But now, if there's one thing I would do different, and I'm starting to do it now because Letitia has demanded it on certain level. I had to go to Target this weekend. Well, it wasn't me. I think it was Monday. I had to go to Target and buy a new iron.
Okay.
Because our iron was kind of tweaking. And my thing is, boys are goofy. And they're not always as smart in areas that you think they ought to be smart. And my concern with him was burning himself.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to use the iron. So I eliminated that by going to get a brand new iron. And no issues with this iron. It's a brand new iron. Because he's now having to be responsible for ironing his own clothes.
Okay.
So now prior, when he started high school, I was getting up early in the morning and I was ironing his pants and ironing his uniform. Or his mom would do it. We would go back and forth. And then after a while, like most households, I ain't got to do it no more. Just let the mama do it.
Yeah.
And then Monday, she says, you know what? I got to take more time for myself in the morning. It's getting harder for me to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm going to have him iron for himself.
Yeah.
Why are you telling me? Well, because I need you to co-sign. Well, why would I not co-sign? What is it about me that you think that I don't want the boy ironing for? If you think that I think you ought to be doing all the ironing? You the one handicapping it most of the time anyway. You'll take the trash out for him. Like, you better not touch that trash. So if I was re-raising my son, I would give him far more house duties.
Yeah.
That have nothing to do with his room.
Right.
Clean your room? Yeah. But the boy's like a typical boy. He don't clean his room as often as I would like to see him. And we don't allow company over as much. So his friends aren't coming over our house all the time. And most of his friends they don't live in our neighborhood, and the neighborhood kids here, they don't really play with each other. It's not like how I was growing up.
Right.
But I want to start allowing some of his friends to come over because the only way they can come over is his room's got to be clean. And I can't wait for him to identify a little girl he like. Because then I definitely want her to come over. Because the moment he knows she can come over, I bet you room will look like a hotel room. It'll be spotless. He'll let his mama, his sister, his dad see his room look like a tornado hit Alabama.
Yeah.
He had no problem walking across stuff, look like he's surfing through clothes. No problem.
Typical
but if
teenager.
I bet you he knew a little girl was coming over here to see him and it was okay to have a little play date at the house, I guarantee you his wood floors would be sparkling.
But that's a teenager's room.
Yeah, but he got 4 years and he can't be like that when you go off to college.
Are you kidding?
You can't have a messy room. Look,
did you ever live in a dorm?
Yes, and my room was tight. You what, man?
Did you have a roommate?
I wasn't going to tolerate my roommate having his side of the room dirty. But I knew that means I had to step my game up. I made my bed up every day in dorm life.
Wow.
Every day.
Wow.
But just prior to that, I didn't do that at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that dorm life was different. You're not going to get away with that. You don't want to be a pig. You don't want people around. You don't want your roommate talking about how you're filthy and you don't take out your trash and banana mold peelings in the trash because you took 2 weeks to take it out and the trash bin ain't but so big. So if I was to re-raise him, I would give him a far more responsibility beyond his room. Our daughter even cracks on us now, like, oh, you guys, he has it easy compared to, she said, I was doing dishes and I had this to do and I had to make sure my bathroom was clean and all this kind of stuff. He says he doesn't really do anything but his own room. She lets us have it.
The first one is the experiment.
I can see that.
Yeah, the first
and
one
she
is
was
the
a girl.
experiment.
So my thing is,
she was a girl, yeah.
She's not gonna be game goofy.
Right.
I put a lot of time into ensuring why she is the way she is today.
Yeah. And
but here's something before we went to breakdown, I was going to tell you.
Yeah. You don't
I do not follow her on social media.
Why not?
I cannot.
Yeah.
And not because I can't trust her.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's a free spirit.
Mm-hmm.
She's a shapely kid.
Yeah.
And she's that stereotypical small girl. She's the stereotypical social media small girl.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't dress for other people. She never has. Yeah. One of the greatest decisions I made early in her life was dress the way you want to dress.
Right.
All I want you to do is always pay attention to the room and how it's responding to you.
Mm-hmm.
So she's always dressed way she feels she wants to be. Mm-hmm. She doesn't dress for other women. She doesn't dress for boys. She doesn't dress for sexual energy. She doesn't do that. She just dresses because this is what she wants to wear. This is how she feels when she wears this.
Mm-hmm.
But social media gives people access to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not a helicopter parent, but there's no way in the world I wouldn't be DMing some folks for the way they may respond to one of her photographs.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea that you don't follow.
So I don't want that type of frustration in my life.
Right.
And ultimately, she's not gonna be happy with me blasting somebody who she knows they didn't really mean it like that. Right. Well, they need to say it. They need to say it.
That is why parents should stay off of kids' social media.
I stay off.
Yeah. I don't follow.
Stay off.
I follow my daughters because they followed me. I don't follow my grandkids. I accidentally stumbled across my granddaughter's Finsta, which is a fake Instagram page. It's a page that not everybody knows about. And so they do goofier things. They do, something that.
What did you call it?
A Finsta.
Never, until right now, I am this year's old having first heard that.
Well,
I've never heard that before.
I discovered it. I don't know if I discovered it through my No, I did because I texted her because what I saw, I thought, this is not my granddaughter. This post right here. It wasn't anything overtly, you know, like, oh my God. But it was just, and I thought, and so I texted my daughter. I don't think I texted my granddaughter. She said, Mom, that's her Finsta. And what's a Finsta? The fake Instagram page. And not everyone has access to it. Not everyone knows you have it. And it's under a different name. But it just popped up one day. And I saw it and thought, oh my goodness, I need to let my granddaughter know somebody is doing this crazy thing with her picture on Instagram. And it was her. So I don't follow them.
It is funny when Deja was 14, we always would go through her phone. Letitia more than I, and we had to stop because Letitia was always finding stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, look, you gotta stop.
Yeah.
But the last time I looked at her social media, I couldn't understand why there was this exchange going on, and come to find out that Deja had created an account to try to see if the guy she liked would like another girl, because she wanted to know if he was. And I remember sitting up like, wait. I said, wait, you created a fake account and was talking to him to see if he was going to be loyal to your real account. He doesn't know that you're the same person. Oh, you were presenting yourself as some, because she was saying some stuff as this other person. I'm like, hold on. What's going on here? Oh, and I was like, oh, you got it.
She set a trap.
And she realized, guys will be one way with you and they'll be the same way with somebody else. Yeah. And so she just focused on her career, you know, and Thursday she started her first classes for SC law school.
Fantastic.
So I'm proud of her. As far as re-raising her, if I was re-raising her, the one thing I would do was ensure that she ran track and field. I would get her more involved
in sports.
She was never going to do basketball because, you know, she's short.
My daughter played basketball.
Was a thing for a minute for her.
But my daughter played basketball. She was 5'2". She is 5'2". I
don't think Deja's 5'2". Maybe she's 4'9". I don't know. She's not that tall.
Wow, she's shorter than.
She's real short.
Yeah.
You got to understand at 14, Seth had surpassed her, and she was. I mean, Seth's 14 now. She's 24, and she's the dwarf in our family.
She's petite.
Yeah, she's petite, but we still call her dwarf. So small. When we went to go buy her Christmas shoes, I said, I don't even know what size shoes she wears. So we had Seth check her shoes, and he's like 4.5. I'm like 4.5. I said, boy, take a picture. Take a picture of the tongue of her shoe, because I need to know. And sure enough, she's a 4.5. I was like, man, our child really is.
Wow.
Really is small.
But the thing about that with size 4.5, because my daughter's a 4.5, it's hard to find shoes that size if you're a grown woman that look like grown women's shoes. One year she went to Japan with as a background vocalist, and she had a field day. Oh, she had a field day finding shoes over there. She was so excited. Mom, I found shoes. But here she's wearing shoes larger, because you can't always find them in a 4.5 for women. Because women average size.
She's got to go into the shoe store and tell them that how she identifies her feet. The only thing America respects.
Identify my feet as a grown woman, so I need a size 4.5, a size 5.
Yeah. She's got to go in there and she's got to pull. You know how people back in the days would pull the handicap. You know, you don't have a wheelchair accessible door, so I'm going to sue. She ought to start suing shoe companies that don't have 4.5 because she identifies.
But here's the plus side to it. She can go into the kids store, the sneakers, and get them for much less that she would be paying if she wore size 7 or size 7.5.
Until the kids here.
Right.
The kids are going to give it to her. We know you got them shoes.
You know, so she didn't care. Just
you shop in the section I shop in.
Right. If she goes right in there and buys shoes, and for sneakers, she'll buy shoes in the kids store.
You know we got to do a show on?
What?
Reversing this subject.
What?
What would children like to do differently?
Wow.
That would reshape how how their parents
How
raised
parents raised them.
That would be interesting.
That would be
What
real
could a
interesting.
child do different if it would change something that they feel, positive or negative, about their own parent?
Yeah.
That'd be a good show.
That would be
All right, we're on
interesting.
the final break. We're gonna come back and wrap this thing up for y'all.
I love you, Lord, for your mercy never fails me. All my days I've been held in your hand. From the moment that I wake up till I lay my head, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest night. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. And I have lived in the goodness of God. Hey! 'Cause all my life you have been faithful. Oh, yes, you have. All my life you have been so good. Every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. Your goodness is running after me. Your goodness is running after me. With my life laid down, I surrender now. I give you everything, oh Lord. Your goodness is running after me.
Issues After Dark, Donna Williams and Deion Evans. Yeah, it's been Donna, we're last segment of the last day of the week.
Yes.
Just seems like last week we were doing Monday talking about what sermon did you hear at church on Sunday. Here we are.
You better remind them.
In our final.
Pay attention to the sermon.
Yeah, this week, you guys, going into the weekend, if you're going to the worship service in person, we want to know on Monday, what did the preacher,
yes,
what did he preach about? What was his point?
Yep.
Did he have any alliterations? What was the hope? We want you to tell us what you learned. Were there any challenges? because we're gonna talk about it on Monday's broadcast. It's what we're gonna do every Monday.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about what was talked about. I'm gonna I'll be doing the Sunday pop off and gospel get down on Sunday. But with the new platform, I got some coaching duties on Sunday too. So I'm gonna have to record the show early and then it'll drop live as if I'm here.
Okay.
So it's the first time I'm gonna do that. I've never done that. I'm always live.
Yeah.
But this time I'm going to have to record it and then it'll air and people will be able to respond to it in real time, which means so sometime tomorrow, Saturday, I will be doing the pop off as a pre-recorded broadcast.
That's good.
And then it'll hit a particular time and it'll just air on its own on Sunday.
Very nice.
So while I'm out doing ministry in a different way, there'll be a ministry this way.
It's amazing what you can do with technology these days.
Technology has revolutionized a lot of how we do things, and those of us who understand the ministry of Jesus Christ understand that there is no technology that we cannot utilize to get the gospel out there.
Exactly.
And so remember when people were like, Christians shouldn't be on social media. Stop that. Anywhere people are, the believer is supposed to be.
We're so spiritual.
I don't care where the somewhere is. Anywhere someone is standing, a believer needs to be there.
Well, the thing about it is that everybody else is putting their stuff out there on social media, their philosophies, their principles, their concept. Why are we standing on the sidelines going, I can't touch that?
Well, it's like the super spiritual who say you shouldn't be playing the lottery, it's gambling. Look, this was what much does it cost me? $2. $2.
Yeah.
And I want to win.
Absolutely.
Now, what are the chances? I don't know.
Something in a million.
But I do know that if the Lord bless me to win,
hallelujah.
People that have been close to me, they went into.
Praise God.
I'm gonna build a school.
Praise God. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna build a Christian K through 12 academy, and it is going to be. I'm gonna take all the best teachers, and I'm gonna pay them livable salaries. I'm gonna have housing. I'm gonna have apartment housing for teachers on campus.
All of that.
And I want school to start at dark 30 and end at dark 30. I want dorms. I want certain grades of kids. Now we locking you in.
Like boarding school.
Yeah. But fun.
Right.
I think most kids, if you allowed high school kids to opt out to live in a dormitory style apartment where there's an RA, I bet you most kids would want to do it. Heck yeah.
They would do it.
And if we're talking about getting them college prep ready, why not do it?
Yeah.
Why not do it? They would eat better. We would keep them out of the streets.
Yeah.
Their academics could be stellar because you could keep academic advisors and tutors on campus, pretty much round the clock.
Yeah.
It's funny because sometimes I think my one of my gifted roles is to get into the politics of public education.
It is politics.
But I know that I'm a reformer. I don't see public education working the way it's working. It needs to radically be reconsidered. And I think I would love to be on a board that says, okay, here are schools are being built. Okay, this is like a prison. Can we stop building those? Is it cheaper to build prison high schools or something? Why do schools in the inner city, why do they look like prison? How many schools in Oakland look like a Columbine? And Columbine got shot up by 2 of its students. Right. But it don't look like a prison.
No. But the whole methodology behind the way kids are taught is to teach them to abide by the rules and to stay in step with whatever authority is standing before them.
Well, I watched a couple of documentaries on the, the whole beginnings of public education. And it was really set up to make kids go from the schools to the factories.
Right.
That's why they sit in desks, they sit in rows and all that. It's all to mimic factory. And when I taught at Madison, I didn't do that. I was like, I don't want no desk in here. We're going to put chairs over there, a sofa over there, some whoopee cushions over here. Yeah. So let them sit all over the place. Mm-hmm. Well, it looks unorganized. No, they are listening to everything I say.
Yeah.
They're listening to everything. You don't believe me? Ask them. I used to love seeing kids who looked like they were not paying attention. And I would tell them, you want to be on your phone in my class? No problem. But if I call on you and you cannot tell me what I'm talking about, you got to give me the phone.
Wow.
But those kids were sharp. Student athletes, they're sharp. Yeah. They can multitask and listen to everything I'm talking about. And when I knew I was really on it in a lesson is when they would put their phones down like, nah, I'm into this. I'm into this. I mean, they would be leaning in. And to the point that other teachers get jealous about stuff like that. I'm like, it's just, I see them as adults that should be treated with respect. I don't see them as power chips that I'm brokeraging power over them. I don't care about power over these kids. In the end, this is what a lot of teachers don't understand. Mm-hmm. When they graduate, you're not going to be able to control what they say.
Right.
So how they remember you, oh yeah, you can squelch that right now. Mm-hmm. But when they get out of here, what are they going to say about you?
There's a book that I read when I was in college years ago called Teaching to Transgress by Bell Hooks, and Education as the Practice to Freedom. Mm-hmm. And one of her principles that she espoused in the book is that the teacher is not the sole authority in the classroom, that kids are co-creators of their learning and that they deserve a voice. And they bring into the classroom their experiences that inform whatever is being taught, not just here's what I'm teaching, take it in, and then we go on to the next
regurgitating.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the regurgitating is not learning.
Yeah, it's rote. You memorize it so you can pass the test.
And then you forget about it.
You don't remember.
Short-term memory.
Right.
I remember at Biola U, we used to have these right before our finals, some of our classes that were tough. We would just get about 10 to 15 of us.
Yeah.
Meet at the cafe on campus, and we would just drill each other. Wow. By the time we got up in the morning to go take the test, they hand us that test. Woo. What we drilled, we wrote it down.
Right.
Passed them classes with flying colors. Ask me what that class was about today.
Exactly.
I couldn't tell you nothing.
Exactly.
And
that's what the school model perpetuates.
Yeah.
You learn to test. You don't learn to live.
Give me your final comments, Donna. We're done with the week. We survive.
My God.
I will survive.
It's been a great week, great conversations. But I am celebrating the fact that it's a 3-day weekend and I'm sleeping in on Monday. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, day of service.
The Reverend Doctor. I'm big on keeping the Reverend in the doctor of the Martin Luther King.
Right, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Do you know his name? His name was Michael at first.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Dr. King has been so misconstrued. I don't even know if he's black anymore. We gotta talk about that on Monday.
Oh yeah, we should. We
talk
should
about that on Monday.
That legacy and what people presume to be the legacy.
All right, y'all. It's been a great week. I want to appreciate all of you for listening. Join us.
Thank you.
Share and let other people know what we're doing. Good night. God bless.
You have been listening to Issues After Dark with Donna Williams and Dion Evans. Follow updates regarding Issues After Dark on Bitter Cup Media. Follow Bitter Cup Media on your favorite social media platform. Listen live each night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Join the conversations and please ensure your support. Donations to support this broadcast can be sent to Cash App, Venmo, or Zelle at Bitter Cup Media. And as our hosts would say, good night and God bless you.
I'm Mo Kelly. You are listening to Issues After Dark with my friends Donna and Dion.
Thank you for tuning in to Bitter Cup Media for your broadcast needs. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Search Bitter Cup Media. Tell a friend, coworker, or family member to join you in listening to our cutting-edge radio broadcast. Remember this, even if our hearts condemn us, God is greater than our hearts, and He knows all things. Bitter Cup Media, signing off.
Clap your hands, everybody. Praise Him because you're still standing. Praise Him because you're still here. Praise Him because all things work together. Hey, y'all clap your hands. Let's celebrate. Let's dance in here. Come on. Oh. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. Let's go, come on. You're not jumping. You're not praising.